Welcome. In front of me I have the OnePlus Pad Go, and today I'll go over unboxing, a quick look at the device, and also go over the specifications of the device itself. So anyway, let's just get straight into it. Based on the thickness, you can probably guess there is no charger in the box, which is a shame. Okay, so I'm going to boot it up and set it to the side for the time being. Okay, so it's turning on. Now in here we have, I guess, just a pen flip that covers the accessories and kind of shows you what's under there. Like, you couldn't just lift it up and see that. So we got a Type-C to Type-A charging port. Then we get some members card or whatever, SIM eject tool, and the paperwork. And let's see if there's anything else under there. Nope, that's it. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep it in here. And also the device booted up, so we can go over that. Now, this flips, there we go. Let's talk about the display, which will be obviously the thing that you'll be staring at for the entire time. So that is a 11.3 inch display with a resolution of 1720 by 2408 pixels. It is an LCD IPS display with a 90 Hz refresh rate. That's a bit of a shame. I was hoping that it's going to be something better. And a typical brightness of about 400 nits. It boasts an 82.6% screen to body ratio and 260 pixels per inch. So that's basically everything about the display. And now going over the display itself, if you didn't know what I just said, all the technical mumbo jumbo, the display right here is just kind of mid. And what would have been really nice to see on here is something like an AMOLED or OLED display, or at least higher refresh rate than the 90. The 90 seems to be kind of crap, specifically from OnePlus. OnePlus was, I believe, the first company that has introduced a phone with a higher refresh rate and 90 Hz back in, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, 4 years ago or something like that. And since then, every company has followed that and just continuously cranked up the refresh rates to at least 120 Hz, at least in like the mid-range devices. Now, mind that this isn't necessarily a mid-range device, though it is kind of approaching that. Still, for a tablet, I would love to see a better display, as most times people will be using tablet for media consumption. And for media consumption, I feel like AMOLED display at least would have been a fantastic thing, or higher refresh rate. So you can have that better experience on a bigger display. Now, moving on, we can talk about the camera. So at the front, we have an 8 megapixel selfie that can record videos at 1080p 30 frames, or also do like Zoom calls at 1080p 30 frames. Then at the back, we have another 8 megapixel sensor that does the same exact thing. It just, this one has a camera bump, unlike the front one. Now, if we move over to the internals, which I'm just gonna flip it at the back, we have a 8000 mAh battery, and you can charge that battery at 33 watts max. Though, like I said, there is no charger provided with the device, which is a shame again. For a budget device, mid-range device, I would like to see still a charger, even if it's like 15-watt charger. So half of basically what this device can deliver. It's still nice to see, because I don't go to a dealership and buy a car without wheels. So it would be nice if I don't buy a tablet without way for me to actually charge it. Or better off, you don't see basically, I guess, the more accurate comparison would be car without gas. So this one comes tanked up, but you need to put your own gas later on. I guess with that logic, yeah, that would kind of not work, but you probably get the point that I'm trying to make. Anyway, let's continue on into the internals. So apart from that, we have a Helio G99 processor that is powering this device, that is running an Android 13 with Oxygen OS 13.2. It also comes with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of built-in storage, or 256, depending on which one you go for. And luckily, we do have expandable storage somewhere where you can pop out the tray. Oh, there we go. It's right here at the is the left side of the phone, the tablet. So yeah, that's a dedicated SD card slot there. So you can obviously expand the storage. Now, that being said, let's get rid of the camera. That being said, And the storage here that comes built into the device is the UFS 2.2 type. So obviously it won't be super fast, but this device itself isn't fast itself. So I would say it's adequate for the rest of the device. So it's not really going to be a bottleneck to the rest of it. Now, anything else left here to talk about? I want to go to the setup right here so we can see the home screen and how it looks like, and does it have any kind of implementation for like bigger screen gestures. Now, well, this is gonna quickly load up the home screen, I guess. I wanted to talk about one more thing, which is the price tag, and this device comes at about 230 euros. Now, it is a affordable tablet, I do want to clarify this, but there are, I believe, some better ones that I recently unpacked, but for the love of God, I can't remember the name of them right now. I think it was some... let's see if I can actually quickly find it or not. This one? No, it was not. I can't find it. But I did unbox a tablet that I found from specifications in itself. It seemed to be pretty decent, and if I remember correctly, it was cheaper than this one. But OnePlus also makes more premium tablets that have a better display, and those would be things like the Pad 2 or the OnePlus Pad, the original one. Both of them will have a overall better everything, as these are more premium ones. So for instance, the Pad 2 comes with unfortunately also LCD IPS display. Let's see if the Pad also LCD IPS. Wow, that's pretty garbage. So it looks like all of them decide to not give you an AMOLED at least display, or even OLED. They're all running IPS, so no like super crispy dark blacks here on any of these devices, even the more premium ones, but all of them will have a way faster processor. Now, you get to pay basically double the price for a faster device. I do want to make that absolutely clear. So if you're looking for a cheap one, this is it. It's also competitively priced compared to like some, for instance, Realme pads that cost about the same amount and offer the same exact processor. But obviously OnePlus will be the more reputable brand, I would argue. So in any case, it's a decent device. One thing that I hope they didn't do here, when the original iPad, or not iPad, the OnePlus Pad came out, they did the stupid thing with the serialized battery. So if you were to swap out the battery after a couple of years because it degrades after time, yeah, it wouldn't work at all, because you need to go to the service, the OnePlus service themselves, and you need to pay them to do it for you. Otherwise, go screw yourself. Your pad won't work because you decided to fix it up yourself, change the battery yourself, and that's no bueno, because we want money. So I completely condemn that, and if this device has this dog shit here, I would basically urge you to stay away from it, as this is just a absolutely monopolistic design and not a very user-friendly design. The battery should not be locked behind a serial number that OnePlus needs to put in, otherwise you're a bad person and you can't use your tablet that you paid money for. So if this one has it, which like I said, I don't know if it does, I would stay away from it. If it does the normal thing like it should, and you can swap out the battery later on, keep in mind this is not like a pop off the back and swap a battery. So you need to either do it yourself by literally ungluing it, or maybe go to like a service. Obviously not every with the battery, if it's serialized, only OnePlus service can do it, but if it's not, any kind of service can do it. So that's kind of what you want, because you don't want to overpay for simple things like replacing a battery that does degrade by using it by default, and there's nothing you can do about it to stop it from happening. So yeah, if it has it, stay away from it. Vote with your wallet basically, and buy something that allows you to fix up the device without needing to spend more money than it's needed. Now, with that being said, hopefully I explained this reasonably well, and if I did, don't forget to smash like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.